All right. Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us on a Saturday morning. Saturdays are precious to a lot of people, all of us really. And it's not too early, but we've been in full swing with orientation since 9 this morning. So this is the DBA orientation for the School of Professional Studies. I just want to welcome everybody. Thank you for joining. This is mainly going to be some information on the advising side, how we are here to help you as a DBA student, and some resources that are available for you. And we do have some of our staff and our faculty online with us this morning. So thank you for joining us. And this is being recorded. Feel free to put your questions and comments in the chat. We have an advisor who will be monitoring that for us. We also ask that you feel free to interact in any way. If you have a question, you don't have to just put in the chat, you can ask away. And it will be recorded and available for you as well after the orientation. So let's get started. I want to introduce you to your DBA program team. My name is Valerie Vargas, and I'm the Senior Advisor with the School of Professional Studies. I advise for both graduate and DBA. Dr. Ryan Lunsford is our DBA Program Chair. Dr. Deanna Garza is Associate Professor of Business. Dr. Kruti Limbauer is our Professor of Business. We have Dr. Adam Guerrero, Professor of Business. Dr. Tina Stiller is our Assistant Director of Advising and Tutoring Services. And then we have Jill Stanislawski, who I'm sure all of you went through already. She's our Manager of Doctoral and Consortia Admissions. Okay, so she's your first point of contact here. So let's talk about the student's role. One of the things that I would like to stress is for students to develop plans for achieving academic, career, and personal goals. Schedule regular appointments with me. I'm available really often. I'm very flexible. So I'm in the office from 9 to 6, but I can make later appointments, and I can do Saturday appointments. Whenever you need me, I'm here. There should be no less than one meeting per semester. So I'd like to hear from everybody as often as possible, just so that we stay in touch. I can help in any way and be available to you. So I'd like for you to talk to me before you decide to drop a course, so that we can maybe work some things out, talk through some things, because sometimes you just need to talk it out and then you realize, nah, I'm good, I'm gonna stick this out. And sometimes there's things that just pop up that you just can't, it just can't be helped. So discuss all changes with me, dropping a course, things like that. It's recommended that you keep a folder of all of your unofficial transcripts as well as official transcripts, program requirement checklist, which is going to be your official degree plan, and your semester grade reports. So one of the biggest things I will recommend is that you print out your degree plan as well. In DegreeWorks, it prints out as a PDA, as a PDF, and you can save it on your desktop, and you can print it out, but just always have a copy available for you. Okay, so roles and responsibilities. Students entering SPS are assigned to me in the DBA program. Always remember my phone number and my email address. Try as often as possible to communicate only with your student email account. I know it's difficult. So typically what I do is, we have so many emails, right? Typically what I'll do is I will copy your personal email for the first semester. After the first semester, I'm going to drop that personal email, and I'm only going to utilize the Cardinal email account. You can add it to your cell phone. You can add it to your mobile device. So it's easily accessible, but that email address is what is going to be used in all communication for all other departments of the university, specifically graduation, the graduate office, things like that. So I want to make sure that you utilize it, check it often, and remember my contact information. And you can reach me through Teams as well. So be sure, if you have Teams, you can find me on there as well, and we can chat. It's probably an easier way to communicate as well now. I can help you with registration. I can help you with your textbook issues with your class, the online system of your class, I can help with most anything. So also be sure to memorize your student ID number. And I'm going to ask this, if you'll please include your student ID number in all communication with me. It makes things a lot easier and I can look you up faster. Okay. So just want you to remember that this is your degree and the advising process depends on your participation. I'm your partner through this. I'm here as your resource. I'm here to guide you and help you, as is all our faculty and staff. But what I want you to remember is that ultimately the final responsibility of the completion of this program, of your program, depends on you. It rests with the student. So I want you to be familiar with our academic requirements, the institutional requirements, get to know your graduate catalog, and those kinds of things so that you are familiar with what you need to do to complete the requirements of your program. So one of the most important aspects or portals you use here at UIW is the Cardinal Apps portal. And if you haven't already used it, you're going to use it. So Cardinal Apps is where you'll have your student email account. Office 365 is available in Cardinal Apps. It is the Microsoft Office suite. The whole suite is available for you for free for download. Okay, so this is where you can utilize that. DegreeWorks, which is your degree plan, it is officially updated and maintained by the registrar's office. And then Canvas. Canvas is our LMS, our learning management system. It's what we use for our classes. Whether you're taking an online course or your course is hybrid, like in the DBA program, our courses are hybrid. The information for your course is going to be in Canvas. Okay, so your syllabus, your textbook information, announcements for your instructor, assignments, things of that nature are going to be in Canvas. Apologize, let me disable my Alexa here. Also, this is where you'll register through Cardinal Apps. You'll use Banner, the Banner app, to register for classes. So I'm just going to share with you that a lot of times the DBA classes have prereq restrictions on them that you can't override and I have to override for you. What I'm going to do is let you know when you email me, hey, I'm being restricted, I can't register. I'm going to lift those restrictions so that you can register for the class on your end through Cardinal Apps. This is giving you some independence and ability to be actively participating in your program. Another app that's in there is UIW Engage. As DBA students, you're not required to submit any community service for documentation, but it gives you some opportunities in there if you want to get involved with things that are going on around UIW and in the city, if you're local, for community service events. And CashNet, that's where you pay your bill. So that's also a very important app. If you have any technical difficulties logging into Cardinal Apps, you'll contact the UIW help desk. They can be located via email or phone 24/7, 365 days a week. So it doesn't matter what time it is, there's always someone available to answer and assist you. Just for FYI purposes, if you are logging into Cardinal Apps for the first time, your username is always going to be everything before the @ symbol in your student email account. So everything that precedes the @ symbol is your username. Your temporary password is going to be your student ID number with UIW exclamation mark right afterwards, all lowercase. It's going to prompt you to change your password, the temporary password, once you log in. This is what Cardinal Apps looks like. Bunch of apps, very useful. The Zoom app is in there for all students, Office 365, email. This is my picture, so my screenshot, so it looks a little different than yours. Your email, DegreeWorks. For those of you that are using VA benefits, you'll see the UIW VA certification app. This is where you'll submit your certification enrollment forms once you've registered for classes so that you can, that can be sent to their offices and they can certify your course so you can get paid. And there's the CashNet app. Okay. Cardinal email, every student who enters UIW receives a Cardinal email account. Like I said earlier, all communication from me as well as all departments will come through UIW Cardinal email. So this is what DegreeWorks looks like. This is your degree plan. And I apologize, I'm going to use screenshots from that may not apply to the DBA, but it's, oh, you know what, I did correct that. I did, let me show you. So this is what DegreeWorks looks like. This is the app. It says at the bottom, degree audit. So if you're saying, is that the correct one? That is the correct one. It has your student information, your degree requirements, and your major listed on it. These are the institutional requirements for the DBA program. This is a 45-hour program. You must do all 45 hours here at UIW. We do not accept courses and transfer in the DBA program. And when you see the white with red outline box and the word still needed in red, means that requirement has not been satisfied. Official transcripts are articulated by the registrar's office as they are received. We do not apply transfer credit onto the DBA program, like I stated. You can speak to me if you believe that there is something that you would like to see come in, but typically we do not accept it in transfer credit. One of the things I want to stress about the transcripts is that they've got to be received by the end of the first 8 weeks that you start with us. Okay, if you don't have your transcripts in, a transcript hold is put on your account, and the ability to register is on hold. With that being said, it has to be every transcript from every institution you previously attended. Whether that institution is listed on that final transcript that you submit, all previous institution transcripts, official, have to be submitted. Okay, so this is what the degree requirements look like on DegreeWorks. What we prefer is that you register for these classes as closely as possible in chronological order. It's the best way to maneuver through them. I know that's not always possible with the current schedule that we have, but we got to try to stay as close to it as possible. If you have any questions, you can let me know, and I can assist you with any questions you have about the courses, the requirements, prerequisites, things of that nature. If you click on the course, after the red, right, it says still needed, if you click on that, DBA 8315, it's a hyperlink. It opens up and it shows you the course description, and it will also state the prerequisites for the course. So right now I'm going to let Dr. Crudy speak to you a little bit about the Culminating Experience. And just remember the chat is available. If you have any questions or concerns, feel free to post in the chat. Dr. Crudy?
Hi, everyone. Well, so you all know that you need to have a total of 15 courses for your DBA program, out of which you need at least 3 9300s to get your degree. And out of the other 12 remaining courses, you have to finish 9 before you're allowed to register for any 9300 classes. You have to finish 8340 and 8350 before you can take the 9300. Those two are almost mandatory. Now, officially, there isn't a prerequisite of taking the writing for publication before the research design class. But since this meeting is being recorded, and since I'm getting a chance to say something, I highly, highly, highly recommend taking them in the order of 8340 first, followed by 8350. Don't switch them around. And the reason is 8340 introduces you to academic writing, and 8350 helps you get a research proposal ready. And the reason why these two are prerequisites for the 9300s is because in the 9300 courses, you're either going to choose the route of dissertation, or you can do any 2 out of the following 3. And when I say any 2 out of the following 3, I'll explain in a second, but you can do a publication, a presentation at an academic or approved conference, or a work-based project that has been approved by both your mentor and your workplace. The publication has to be in an academic journal or a conference proceedings in an academic environment. For the dissertation, you would have a mentor, a chair that you can work with, who's willing to work with you on your topic that you worked on in 8350 or something else. And then with the help of that mentor, you would decide what your topic would be and would decide who the other committee members of your dissertation would be. Going in a reverse order can often backfire, even though there isn't an official requirement that don't pick your committee before. Because if you pick your committee before you pick your topic, it'll take you that much longer to please 4 people to get your topic approved, right? So this is being done more for your protection. So in any case, you cannot do 3 publications or 3 presentations or 3 work-based projects. You have to have at least 2 different things that you're covering. However, if you take the dissertation route, then you have to go through a lot of formal processes, including a proposal defense, and then a final defense, and then a university-wide, which is called a public defense. So all of these things will be covered by your mentor. And, you know, I'm sure Valerie and everybody else here would also be happy to help you guys. But I hope this helps. I mean, if you have any questions, feel free to ask.
Thank you, Dr. Krudi. If you have any questions about the 9,300 courses and what happens after you've taken your 9 hours, you can speak to me specifically about that, and we'll explain how that works for you. The 9,300 course is designed for you to take the minimum of 3 times, but sometimes students still need to continue on, whether they've not been able to get published or whatever the case may be in the aspect of it's out of your control. So after your 9 hours of 9,300 and none of that has happened for you, we will then register you for a 9,100 course in the next term, the next semester. However, if you're doing a dissertation and the faculty feels there's substantial work to warrant the 4th 9,300 term, the dean will review the justification and decide on approval of the 4th 9,300 and continue on in that manner. But if you have specific questions, you can reach out to me. Okay, so let's talk about Canvas. This is your LMS. The learning management system we use now at UIW is Canvas. In Canvas, you're going to have your courses, announcements, your syllabus and textbook information, modules, assignments, and discussions and grades. Yours is going to look a little different because I'm using mine as adjunct faculty and I teach an HR course. So mine looks a little different than yours will look. So when you first log into Canvas, you're going to see on the left-hand side, it's going to say dashboard, courses, groups, and calendar. What we want you to do is to log in, click on courses, and it's going to show you the courses that you're currently registered for, that you have access to. So you'll click on the course that you have access to, and it'll take you to the home page of that course. This is the home page of the course I teach. And on the left-hand side, you can see that it has announcements, syllabus, modules, assignments, discussions, and grades, and other aspects of Canvas. One of the main things to be checking on is that you have access to that textbook information and the syllabus. You also want to make sure that you're reviewing announcements. Most of the announcements, when they're posted in Canvas, will come through to your Outlook, to your Cardinal email account as well. But just always go back into Canvas and review that information as well, just to make sure you didn't miss anything. Announcements typically will be, hey, we're in the next, class, we were set to be face-to-face. We're going to move to online. Anything can be posted in there where this assignment due date has changed. It can be anything, but it's from your instructors. So we highly recommend that you check that frequently. Okay, so just a few things to help you conquer the classroom. Connect with your instructor. Always be communicating with your faculty, always. Connect with your classmates. Even though we're online, most of us are hybrid and online, we still encourage you to get some contact information with your classmates. That way you can stay in touch. If you've missed something, perhaps they got it and you didn't, you want to always stay in contact. Keep up with your assignments, ask questions, have fun. I know school and fun, but it is fun. It's a great program. We have a drop policy. With SPS, there are no automatic drops. So if you're not actively participating, we're gonna notify you, hey, we noticed that your instructor has noticed that you're not participating in class. Is there anything I can help you with? But we will not drop you automatically. And this is really important because when final grades roll and you haven't been participating and assume that you were dropped, you're not, and you earned a grade. So please make sure that if you need to drop, you're initiating that with me. Spring 2022 drop deadlines. The deadline to drop your class is still January 14th, 2022. Although the first day of class is August 8th, you will be participating through Canvas on January 8th, moving through it. And then you'll be in face-to-face on January 14th. If your class is a hybrid class and it specifically has a date and time, we are going to be meeting on January 14th if it's a Friday class, and January 15th if it's a Saturday class in person at the Northwest Campus in San Antonio. If you cannot make it, if you're not local, don't worry. It is a Zoom session as well available on that date, but it is a face-to-face class on that first day. That first day will be January 14th. If that changes, you'll be notified right away so you can make plans and accommodations. The deadline to drop with a grade of W is April the 1st, 2022. So the graduation policy with UIW is that every student must apply to graduate. It's not automatic. I highly recommend that you apply early. You do not wait. Typically, your academic record is not audited until you have applied for graduation. But in the case of the DBA, we're constantly auditing it for graduation. So complete an application for graduation when you have begun your last year of remaining courses. So it really is a quick process for you guys in the DBA program. And the sooner you apply, the better. So check your Cardinal email once you've applied for important emails from the registrar's office regarding graduation. They will not communicate in any other way to any other email except for Cardinal email. So you can move your graduation date 3 times. Okay, 3 times is without penalty. If after the 3rd time you still have not met the requirements of graduation, you need to move it again, they'll just make you reapply for graduation. So that's the penalty right now. You have to reapply. But we will move it 3 times. So say you start your 9300 course, your first one, you should be applying for graduation at that point. You'll know that in at least 3 semesters, you should be done and ready to graduate. So we can move it, like I said, but you really do need to apply to graduate. At this time, temporarily, the registrar's office is not charging late fees for graduation, and that's due to the COVID pandemic. However, that may change and they may go back to charging late fees. So the highest amount of a late fee is $200 on top of the $50 graduation fee. That would mean that you'd be paying $250 for graduation if you missed a date deadline when they implement the late fees again. So I just want us to avoid that by applying to graduate early. So when you start your first 9300 course, you should be applying for graduation. The Office of Research and Graduate Studies, otherwise known as ORCS, is an extremely beneficial resource for you. Please familiarize yourself with the ORCS website, policies and procedures of the program, as well as the graduate catalog. The course catalog provides course descriptions. This is where you'll go to if you are appealing a grade or if you want resources for workshops and other training events. They offer some amazing writing workshops for graduate level and professional DBA level courses, and it's free. So I really want you to get familiar with that website, utilize it. We are currently updating the DBA handbook. So those of you that received it will be receiving a new copy that has some updated information on our processes and procedures and some resources that'll be available to you. I will, I'm sure some of you have received it already, but I will be sending out regular emails from ORCS when they have their workshops and training events, just so that you're aware of them and you can sign up for them if they interest you. We do have some tutoring services available with the School of Professional Studies. This is available by logging into your Cardinal Apps account and utilizing the app called Smart Thinking. Smart Thinking has 7 subject areas for tutoring assistance. Feel free to go into your Cardinal Apps account and play with this. You won't break it, so play with it. We have math tutoring, which does include statistics, And we have a writing tutoring available, the nursing and health sciences, computers and technology, science, business, and Spanish. When you click on the writing, I think this is the one that's utilized probably the most next to the math, but when you utilize the writing subject area, it'll pop up this window that says submitting my writing or career documents. And they can help you there with the essays, paragraph submission, and it's broken down by discipline as well, nursing essays, grammar and documentation review, resume and cover letter. I mean, the possibilities are endless. Utilize this. This is a free resource to our students.
Valerie,
We do have
can I say something real quick?
Sure.
Could you go back to that previous slide?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I just wanted to say real quick regarding the submitting your writing. You're probably at this level saying, I know how to write. Yes, but sometimes you get so into the writing that you could miss small, I guess, formatting mistakes. So this is a good resource to have for someone else to review it and make sure that you're meeting the formatting requirements for each of your classes. So this is a great resource to kind of help pick up on those things that we sometimes miss when we're writing so many of our papers. But so yeah, please utilize this resource, and they'll look at the formatting aspects. They'll look at making sure you're meeting the APA requirements and whatnot. Thank you, Valerie.
Thank you, Doctor.
Can I add
Dr.
something to that? I'm
Yes.
sorry. I also want to say that as a follow-up to what Valerie and Tina just said, also remember when you submit an assignment for checking for formatting or writing in the context of these writing documents support that you're getting, you might have written something well, or at least they can help you make it sound exactly like you intended it for it to sound. But you are in the DBA program, and what you intended to sound like, for it to sound like, may not be what your assignment is asking you to do. So please keep in mind that the feedback from your instructors, despite really good writing and APE requirements, might still be, I want to say brutal, but I think honest is what I'm going to go with. But just keep that in mind, that just because something meets the criteria of good writing from a writing and stylistic perspective, it does not necessarily translate into good academic writing in the context of whatever course you're registered in. This often comes up because people will say, the writing center said I did a really good job. Yes, you are a good writer, but you're not meeting the requirements of the course. So from a faculty standpoint, that's what I would like to add. So, thank you.
Yes, thank you so much, Dr. Creedy.
Can I
That
add
is
to that? That is
fantastic.
an actual student.
Okay.
I was going to say, as an actual student, yeah, that I completely agree. I mean, sometimes when I write something, I look at it and say, oh yeah, this is great because I write all the time for work. I mean, this is
Right.
what you do, but it is not the same.
No.
So, I on this list looking here, I've had Dr. G, Dr. Garza, Dr. Lunsford, and I've had to completely change the way I write depending on what they say. And so, look at the documentation, look at exactly what they want you to say and how to say it, and just do that. That's gonna help you a lot. So,
Yes. Good
put away
points.
the
Thank
pride,
you.
just kind of,
Yeah.
put away the pride, just kind of do what you're asked to do, right?
Yeah. Thank you for the feedback. That's all very good. It's very helpful for our students. Absolutely.
Let me just add something, Valerie, just as
Mhm.
Jeremy said, every class has different requirements, and some courses will be very writing intensive. I teach one of those courses, qualitative research, and you have to adhere to those requirements of qualitative research. It's not Dr. Garza's requirements, it's qualitative research, and there's a certain type, certain way to write qualitative, just as there's a certain way to write quantitative, just as there's a certain way to write, business documents. So please read the requirements. And again, just like Dr. Lehenbauer said, just because a writing center said, hey, this is great, doesn't necessarily mean that translates to being great in each one of those individual courses. So please do reach out to the writing center for the formatting, for the sentence structure, but to your professor when it comes to actually completing those requirements. So Thank you, Jeremy, for jumping in because you've been a student and you know the requirements. So thanks.
Thank you, Dr. Diana. Appreciate that. Okay. So let's talk about the library. Erin Cassidy is our distance learning librarian. She loves to join us for orientations, but unfortunately she had a prior engagement. So she wanted me to stress that the library is available to every student, and the homepage is listed here, but you also have a link to it in your Cardinal Apps account. Imagine that. So UIW Libraries has an app in Cardinal Apps that you can access. Here is her email and her contact information. Our librarian, Erin, actually is specific to the School of Professional Studies. She understands the requirements of students who have life responsibilities, personal, professional, as well as academic now. And so her hours typically are late to accommodate the student. They're on the weekends. She's available and she's extremely helpful. So she can help you with your research needs, articles, books, find research guides, all kinds of assistance and help. Erin is there. Utilize this resource because that's what she lives for. So she's a great resource to our students.
Can I add one thing, Valerie?
Sure.
I'm sorry. I know I'm not trying to take over, I promise.
No, you're good.
I am on the Library Advisory Council, and two other things that I wanted to add is that in every course shell on the side, like when you go into Canvas, there is a direct link to all the UIW libraries page.
Yes.
In most of the courses, they are trying to figure out how it would automatically embed in the course menu here on out. And then in all of our modules that we have for the orientation module in each course, many of us are putting in specific library needs or little guides that we've created for our courses. So please keep an eye on it. Different instructors are doing different things because some classes are more library intensive and some are just more data intensive. So it may not be the uniform thing across the board, but always check those links, because then you will know what to ask Cassidy when you reach out. I mean, Erin, when you reach out to her. So
yes, thank you. Thank you. That's really good. Okay, so we ask that you follow us on social media. We have a Facebook account, a Twitter account for School of Professional Studies, Instagram, LinkedIn. You'll be able to find out what we're doing, what's happening, what events are going on for the student, and just different things that you can participate in. So just remember, those are our handles for social media. If you're on social media, please remember to add us as well. We do have Rave Alerts for those of you that are local or planning on being on campus, maybe utilizing the library in person, whatever the case may be. The Rave system sends emergency information concerning UIW. It's not always a worst case scenario. It's not always an active shooter. It could be a weather thing. It could be something other than something detrimental. It could just be, hey, we're going to close classes because it's a little crazy out there in the weather. But also that you will receive updates when we have a COVID emergency as well. So this will come through the Rave Alert as well. So it's really good. You must enroll to receive these notifications. So you actually have to accept the notifications. You'll find it in your Cardinal Apps account. Everything is in your Cardinal Apps account. Please, please, please make sure to keep your cell phone number or text alerts up to date through Bannerweb. And I'm going to mention something. This is just not for Rave. I encourage you to please keep your contact information updated in Banner, because that's how I reach out to you. Whenever we're doing any type of campaigns or events, or I just need to check on you, this is where I'm going. And I've noticed that in the last list that I pulled, there are quite a few students that don't have any phone numbers listed. So I really want to be able to get in contact with you. I promise I won't bug you, but really, really, let's just keep our contact information updated. I would really appreciate that. Okay, so COVID-19 and UIW, we do have a Cardinal Fight Plan in place. You can go find our COVID updates on our website, on the UIW website listed there. I will tell you that the School of Professional Studies, all of us were mandated to return. So the staff is all there at the Northwest Center and at our Alamo Heights location, as well as our Northeast location. We've been back since June. So I am in my office. If you want to stop by and see me or speak to me or schedule an appointment, I'm available. Just if you need any updates on what's happening, this is where you're going to go to find it on our Cardinal flight plan. During COVID-19 and UIW, things can get a little bit overwhelming, especially when it comes to tutoring. If you'll click the link under online tutoring options, these are ways that you can utilize online resources during this time. We also have online advising appointments. I'm available through Zoom, phone, email. I'm available on Saturdays. You don't need an appointment. And we also have notice that a need for counseling services has increased with our students during this time. So we also have a link here for your free counseling services with UIW if needed. We want you to understand that you are part of UIW and we are all one university, and you have access to student experiences and the Broadway campus amenities. You need a UIW issued student ID. You can attend the sporting events if you're in town or if you're local. You can get involved in student organizations that are not just for face-to-face. We have online student organizations that are available as well for you. Campus dining is available if you happen to be at the library or in town. They have Chick-fil-A and Starbucks. That should be enticing enough. Our library, of course, you'll need your student ID if you're going to access the library in person and if you're going to check out any materials. And then we do have a wellness center. Our gym has a membership fee required. It is not a large fee, but it is a really great resource. So we encourage you to get involved in the student experience at UIW. So that brings me to the student ID. How can you get your student ID? With DBA students, it's a little different. So you can get your ID the same way as other students on the first two listed, through the Student Engagement Center or the SEC building on the Broadway campus. So it's in the Student Life Department on the third floor of that building. You don't need an appointment. You just need a printout or on your phone your schedule of classes. Then you can also get it at the Northwest Center where I'm located. You can have one printed there as well. However, if you email me, I will send your request to Jill Stanislawski, and you'll send her a picture of yourself with a blue or black background, and she will have one created for you with a picture and sent to you. DBA students are the only ones who are permitted to do that. Any other student in SPS who is not local but wants a student ID gets an ID without a picture, but you guys get the option of having that done for you. So I want to make sure that we have that for you. Okay. We do have 4 locations in the School of Professional Studies: the Alamo Heights Center, the Northeast Center, the Northwest Center, and the Corpus Christi Center. So the Alamo Heights Center actually is our headquarters for SPS. It's where our dean is housed, as well as our other offices such as admissions, things of that nature for the School of Professional Studies. It's located at 3200 McCullough Avenue. The Northwest Center is where our advising offices and the classrooms are actually located and held. That's where I'm located on Data Point Drive. You can meet with me without an appointment. I'm both in person and online, but my Saturday advising, we hold a Saturday virtual advising counter. That's from 9 to 1, no appointment needed, but it is all online right now. And let's see, there's the Northeast Center. At this time, there are no classes being held there, but we do have an advisor housed out of there. However, your advisor, me, DBA advisor, is at the Northwest Center. So this brings us to the end of our program, and I just want to see if there's anybody who has any questions, comments, concerns. You can share them here and we'll be happy to answer them for you. If you think of something afterwards, just feel free to email me, let me know, and I'll get back with you with an answer if I don't know it right away. Any questions, concerns, comments?
I actually have a question.
Sure.
So I'm not local. So whenever I was going to look at the classes to register, it all looks like you have to be on campus, but you said that there's going to be Zoom links available for like us that can't attend for every class.
That is correct. So
okay, perfect.
Right. The program is designed to be a hybrid.
Mhm.
So Your instructors will communicate with you if they're going to be holding a class face-to-face on a course that's built as a hybrid that shows like, hey, we're meeting on Fridays or we're meeting on Saturdays on the schedule. They're going to communicate with you which days they're going to be in face-to-face, but a Zoom is available for each class that they do face-to-face, simply because we have a large population that are strictly online.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're very welcome. And Kristen, I did get your email on Friday, so I will help you get registered Monday morning.
No, absolutely. I actually was able to register. I just wanted to
Yay.
ask about the Zoom links before, I like,
Sure.
went forward with anything else. Okay, perfect. Thanks.
Awesome. All right, that's great. Good news. Okay, anybody else? All right, thank you. Thank you, Ron. Thank you all for joining us. I appreciate it. And most importantly, welcome to the Cardinal family.